Hi, folks. I hope you're having a great day. We're going to work on this painting that I did the other day for some tutorials in like monochrome colors. But today, all I want to do is just work on the painting, adding to the painting. So I'm not going to worry about whether I have the same reds or groups of reds, groups of greens, and et cetera, et cetera. That's not going to matter on this one. So we're just going to add to this painting because it really came out really pretty. So with further ado, let's head on down. Okay, so we are back here at the table, and we're just going to get right into it here. So I'm going to grab some different greens that I got on my palette here, and we're just going to kind of, this was in acrylic. I was trying to do something that actually didn't turn out exactly like what I was hoping for. So we're just going to paint here, and we'll fix that a different time. But I wanted to make a little bit of different leaves on this particular. We're going to make those kind of, well, I really don't know how to describe it, except this is all we do. We just sort of pull up a stem, push down on the paper with the belly and come out with the tip. And we're going to use a lot of different colors and variations within the greens, just to kind of change. And we're going to go over some others. For some reason, I'm not liking the way this brush is working. But anyway, I think I'll switch brushes. Let's see. I'll try this one. Okay, so I've got a couple of different greens, and I've got some burnt sienna and burnt umber, and I got a bunch of different things, yellow ochre. So we're gonna just kind of do this. This is, a little different than the leaves that I have here. I had the jagged edges. So this is just kind of rounded by pushing down on the belly of your brush. Come up on the tip. Give us that cute kind of, a real cute kind of. And we're going to come over here and we're going to come up like this and do the same thing. I'm starting from the bottom and going, I guess I don't have enough paint on my brush. Let me get some red into it this time. This is a little different watercolor paper as well, and I'm finding that even though I don't like to spend a lot of money on, these practice ones, sometimes it makes it hard to do some things that I want to do because of the paper. But that's okay. I've got reds in here. I've got in with the greens. I've got, and yet we're going to go right over some of the other things. Oop, try not to put your finger in what you just did. And that's on dry paper. So what I'm going to do with a different one and a Viridian in the green, we're going to drag, we're going to take a stem here. I've got quite a bit. What I love to do, and I've explained it in other tutorials, I pick colors, I start blending them on my palette, and before I know it, I just have these really pretty blends, and I just use them. I just keep, like blending. So now I'm going to come up, kind of working from the bottom up, right? A little point, and then, so this is with a bit of a Viridian and other colors mixed in. So you make your little stem and then belly down. And I am leaving all this dry paper effect because it's pretty. So see, you can see some white through it, which is really cool. And just go back in if you want and add a little bit. I hope you're having a great day, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's like 79 degrees here. Um, from like 50s to, 79. It always does that. Okay, now this time I'm going to take some little bit of brownish in with the green. And I'm going to make this one here. I forgot to finish this very top one here. And you come up on your tip like that. So that's really, all that is. Then I'm going to make a stem here. Actually, I want to take some darker green. There we go. And we're just going to drag this down. But what I'm going to do is I want to do wet on wet. So I'm gonna wet a few little spots on the paper. Then I'm gonna go in, see the difference on how that all works. The water takes over, moves, it does the moving it wants to do, versus what I did up there, which was very controlled. Oh, these brushes hold a lot of water. Okay. So we have these that are the, and adding some of this, I think it's burnt sienna. Oops, that was a little too much. Well, sometimes you grab a little too much. All right, and then we'll come over here. I think this is getting dry by now, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, see how the difference is of how that one worked? It's starting to dry, the paper's starting to dry, so you don't get the same effects. That's okay. All right, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to wet another little spot here. And I'm actually going to make this a light green. And this one's going to be kind of roundish. A little different of a leaf. More of a potbelly type leaf. And you can move your colors around, whatever you want to do. You can add some other colors in if you like. Take some out, it's all what we do in watercolor. And then I'm going to come over here. And we're going to add a little blue into the mixture, which will give it this color of a green, which is really pretty. And so we have, get a little more blue, come over here. A little too much water on my brush there. But you see there's all these, different leaves you can do, and I did different ones here and different ones here. Some different, but mostly before I was using the jagged effect, except for these. So what I wanted to do was just show you that, and I want to show you some blends here. So I'm going to take some red and some green, and I already had some other greens. Oh, I forgot to make the stem. Well, get a little more green on there. Take this with a little bit of a red mixed in. And I want to do the wet on wet again, so I'm going to get some water. It's okay that it has red in it because I'm going to be doing the reddish greenish. Oh, that's pretty. That is a pretty color. This is exactly why I love to mix the colors on my palette, because I never know. I never know what kind of color is going to come out. And we want to take some of this color out. And we still have green too going on, but I have reddish, so it's kind of reddish. All right, so I'm going to add some more green to this red. I've got a light green, a sap green, and I'm going to pull this up, and I'm gonna do some more of those plump ones. I like those. And adding a little bit of color in, taking a little bit of color out, moving it around. Yeah, those are fun. Okay, and then we're going to have another one here. This is again with the, I'm going to add some Viridian. And oh, that's pretty. Okay. I'm just trying to do lots of color mixes right now for the rest of these leaves on here. That's pretty. When you add different colors to greens, you really get some beautiful things. Beautiful mixes. And we'll put another one right here. Of course, after a while, your colors all start to mix and you get other variations. That's all right. Okay, so this has got a few other little colors mixed in with it. I just love doing this. I think it's so much fun seeing what colors I can. So look at that. I love it. So we're varying all the greens and getting all these amazing blends. So we'll just finish this one here, down here like this, which is kind of turning out a bit on the brown side now because I've got so much in the blend. Okay, so that's those types. So I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my paper towel, I'm going to wipe up what I have going on here in one of the little areas. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to do some long leaves. And remember, these are all with the wonderful exercises. Remember I showed you lots of exercises that you can do to get better at all this kind of thing. Okay, so we're going to take, yeah, we can come out from here, flatten the brush, and then come up and come down. I'm going to put some of that brown on there. Now, I came from this end. I can also do it from this way. All depends on what you want. I'm going to add a little bit of my Indian yellow, which is acrylic. And we can actually, like, you know, just kind of go right over. You're not going to see that very much because I don't have much dark on there. So let's get a darker green mixed in here. And we're going to pull this. Oh, I needed to mix that on my brush a little more. Some of these brushes don't do as well as others. Okay, so, but you know, this is fine because it also gives like a variegated, you know, kind of a look. And these are our elongated. I don't want to add the exercises that we did onto this paper, but we did exercises, remember, to help to learn how to do this shape, these shapes, lines. So all those exercises come in so handy, you know, when you go to do it like this. There we go. Okay, let's add a Viridian to this that I've got here, which is kind of an orangey red. And pull one down here. That's not going to cover it. So we got to get some darker in there. And then I'll add the Viridian. If I could talk this afternoon. So there we go. We've got, you know, some darker ones. And we can come down here. Go right over what we are. Oh, that's a pretty dark combination. I absolutely love doing this. And then we have that one, and this is a whole lot of blends. Here, I'll show you my palette. See? I wiped this section out, and then I added some more greens and Viridian, and this is another blend, but before the other one it filled the whole thing. But now I'm starting kind of over with some different blends. And this is the funnest thing to do. this type of thing. Now this one's going to be very dark because I've added purple. So see, we've got something that looks like this. I can spread that color around, or I can just let it do what it's doing. And I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I put purple in with these. I like it when it does that. I mean, some people do, some don't, but I happen to like just the way it kind of does its thing. There we go. Leave it like that. And then, of course, if you wanted to do some light ones, we can add some yellow in there, and we can kind of come up here and, you know, have a little dark with a little light in it. Same as, get some gamboge in there, another type of a yellow. And we'll go right down. You push down on the belly and you come up on the tip, and that's how that works. I didn't get too much of the gamboge, but I guess it just looks kind of yellow when it's with all those colors. That's fine. So see, we're layering. We're going right over what we've already did, but these are these elongated leaves. I could make, you know, like one humongous one that could go up through the whole thing, but I don't really want to put that in this. So that's kind of what I wanted to show you in this one particular video. And of course we touched on some layering. Now, oh, I know what I wanted to do. I'm going to get a nice red one to stick because it's so pretty when you are doing these things and then you layer. It gives it depth. And see, I've got like a red, brown, and it's on dry, so you're getting that effect with the little white place there, which is awesome. So I wanted to just kind of use this color for a few minutes. That's pretty. Press down, come up, move it around so it's not, you know, just don't make a straight leaf if you can, you know, move it around, dance it around. It's so important. All right, so if I can get a little more red in there. All right, so we're gonna see when you layer it on top, you can see it, and it just gives some beautiful depth. You just keep going, and it just adds such beautiful things to your painting, right? At least I think so. Yeah, so we've got enough of that color going on, but that turned out to be a nice complementary color around there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into a different section because I want to use this Viridian green, which is such a minty green. I like it. What I'm going to do is get a stem going on. Right about here. And make some little things for my little leaves to go on. That's the stem. And then I've got this nice, pretty, I'm going to add some mauve into it, and I think it'll really, oh yeah, pretty. And we're going to do this kind, where we're start the tip at the top. That's pretty. I'm going to add some more mauve in there. Oh, really pretty. Nice, nice, nice. That was a little too much. That's okay. That's that one. As we said, we're varying the leaves, so that's fine. Get a little more mauve into this one. And this is wet on dry. And that's pretty. That's really nice. You'll have a couple that are more with that purpley color. That I mixed some mauve into the Viridian green, and isn't that just beautiful? Love these color mixes that you can come up with. Do this, and that kind of, yeah, we've got them moving around, dancing around. I think I'm going to actually come down here. Actually, I think I'm going to come right over here. And I'm going to make a little few more of those pretty minty greens. Let's see if I can kind of get a little more of the minty green here. Okay, and then we're just going to, well, got to get it a little stronger than that to layer over. And, oops, I wanted to start with the tip. Well, all right, let's see. We got to get, I think I'm going to have to, I think I might have to, okay, get some more like that. And then we're going to come down here and there we go. Just do the minty viridian on this one. There we go. Pretty. So pretty. Because what I had put in before, which I can go into the very bottoms of these and add, yeah, right at the bottoms. And add a little bit of that mauve. Mauve is such a pretty, pretty color. I think that's mauve. No, I'm sorry. This was rose. I'm sorry. This was rose. Okay, my bad. So it was rose that I was adding in to the minty green. That's okay. I still love it. It's very pretty. So we're just going to take some out, move it around a little. Kind of I'm just trying to distribute it a little bit. There. Oh, it's becoming a very lovely floral once again. I didn't draw out another flower, so I don't want to do. The only other color that I'm going to add here, which I think will definitely enhance it for some leaves. First, we're going to make a couple of stems. Where do I want this? I think we'll put this one up here. And this one is going to be blue, bluish, the very pretty blue that you get. And we're going to do that kind. And see, that color is going to definitely enhance what I got already going on. Don't you agree? Pretty. Very, very pretty. Okay, folks, I don't like my videos to go very long, so I think that will do it for this particular video. Make sure you wash your brush off really well. Form it again. Very important to do that with your brushes. It keeps them so much nicer. Keeps the tip the way you want it. So this was, again, doing variations of leaves in the various different greens and blends that you can make. And again, mostly mine all come from the blending on my palette, which is right now, you got, whoops, I've got these colors going on. And that's, you know, what made a lot of the leaves. And then before I had a whole lot on one of the sections and wiped it up because it was becoming brown. After a while, you're going to get just, you know, black or brown or something. So after you get too many colors. So I actually think that this, do I want to add another? No, I'm going to stop because I often will do that and I don't really want to. I really want to just, I showed you what I wanted to show you. And I hope you like it. I hope you try it out. And we ended up layering, which ends up so beautiful. And, you know, all these beautiful blends of colors that came together for the leaves. I love it. I hope you love it too. So check out my other stuff, folks, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.